Welcome to BigBossBattle.com. My name is Removal Sanity, and today we are looking at Stereo Aereo from developer the Stonebot Studios, and this is on the Xbox One X. So what is Stereo Aereo? The game itself is a rhythm-driven space arcade shooter that is inspired by the music from the 80s. Set in a comic-style sci-fi universe, it's your job to get a space rock band called Stereo Aereo to their concert. The game itself comprises of a story mode which has 8 different levels and an arcade mode which also has the same 8 different levels. Now, the arcade mode only unlocks these levels as you progress through the story. It also has 3 different characters for you to choose from. However, you cannot change these characters on the fly between levels, so you have to choose a character and go through the entire story and then go through another character and do the same thing again there. Arcade mode is really only there for you to try and get the best high score possible on its online leaderboard. And this leads me on to the gameplay. Now, the gameplay is very simple but can be very challenging. You control a ship in a track made of 5 segments where you must avoid obstacles and destroy enemies using the laser on the top of your spaceship. There is also 3 bars across the track. Now, if you can shoot and destroy the obstacle or enemy within these 3 bars, this gives you the highest score and helps you build up a combo counter. However, getting hit by an obstacle or an enemy resets your combo counter to 0, but it also takes a bit of health from your ship. Getting too many hits will destroy your ship and making you restart the stage again. The idea is to build long combos and stacks to get very high scores and get through the level pretty much unscathed. Now, most rhythm games don't actually have a story, and it's nice to see that this has been added in this particular instance. Between the levels, you get a comic book styled visual representation that tells you the story and progresses you forward as you continue on. You take control of 3 different band members: Rock Rocket, Harmony Reef and Sold Old Orleans, and basically as you progress you'll meet different enemies. Basically these could be deadly robots, asteroids and police, but it's a nice little touch which is not normally found within these sort of games. Yes, the story is quite simple and a bit basic, but again, it was nice to see something from the norm. Another nice little touch is the inclusion of bosses. Now, these bosses can be very challenging, but it helps break up what can be a little bit monotonous in terms of just going down through a level and avoiding obstacles or enemies. These bosses do provide you with a nice break between certain levels, and they do provide you enough of a challenge to really get your teeth into it. Now, whilst the game is fun, I did have some issues with the control system. There is no tweaks to try and set up the perfect responsiveness for your controller, and so I had a few problems when trying to maneuver my ship. I felt that I'd press the button or move the twin sticks quickly, and the ship would pause almost about a second or 2 later trying to get out the way. So for instance, I'd move left, right really quickly, and my ship would only move left twice, and therefore I end up dying more often than not, simply because I felt that the actual responsiveness of the control system versus what I wanted to do wasn't carefully matched up enough. Another slight issue I found with the game was that some of the levels were just a bit too long. I would find myself just getting to the very end of a level and then making a stupid mistake and dying completely and having to restart the entire level again. Now, if you do this 2 or 3 times, you're going to end up thinking this is a bit too much of a grindy game. However, this could simply be rectified with just adding a few more checkpoints to certain levels. And this leads me on to the graphics. The game has stunning visuals. They are really bright and colourful and is a clear homage to the 80s sci-fi. It's perfect when it comes to the cartoon graphics, which helps tell the story as you progress through the game. But there is also a slight problem because of its neon design, and this is the ability to distinguish enemies and obstacles. Some of the game's visuals scrambled my brain, and I couldn't differentiate the difference between upcoming obstacles which you have to avoid and cannot destroy with your laser versus the upcoming enemies which you can. This is a bit of an issue when the game demands you to have the ability to determine this with split-second timing, and so the higher levels I found I just couldn't actually work through because I just couldn't visually process what I was seeing. Luckily you can change difficulty level on the fly. However, as I got near the end of the game I found myself falling into this again, and in some cases I only got through levels through sheer memory. So what about the sound of the game? Well, here Stereo Aereo is absolutely pitch perfect. The actual music of this is fantastic. You have a variety of tracks that go from glam to folk to heavy. This is truly a diverse rock and roll playlist, and it is a joy to listen to. If I could just listen to the music on its own without playing the game, I would. It is beautiful and it really helps you bob along playing the game. The actual voice work is actually really good as well, and it does suit the characters upon which they play. This is probably better on the TV than actual headset. I actually found on my TV that it was a little bit more crisper than I actually was playing through the headset. Overall though, it's pleasing to the ears and something that I'm pretty sure most people will enjoy. So what did I think about the game? This game is a bit of a mixed bag, I found, and so I'm going to give this an okay, and this is for the following reasons. I did enjoy playing this game, however at later levels did start to become a bit of a grind. I felt this sound is fantastic and it is really beautiful to listen to and is a real head banger. I did have a few issues with some of the graphics on certain levels where they're blending in and I couldn't discern certain things. That could be just me, or it could physically be the actual graphics of the game. I also had a few issues with the controller settings in that they weren't as responsive as I'd like, so I found myself dying unnecessarily because I would move the joystick and then it maybe like a second later the ship would move as well, but this can be patched. For the overall amount of hours you're going to get out of this, which is roughly around 3 to 4 hours, and the price you're going to pay for it, which currently it sits on the Microsoft store at about £3.50, which is around $5. It's not a bad price for what you're getting. If you can get past some of the issues and enjoy this genre, I think you'll enjoy this game and have a great experience with it. We do hope you enjoyed this review and we do like to hear from you, so please do leave a comment. Tell us what you think about it, tell us what you actually thought about the game itself if you have bought it. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, have a great time gaming and we'll see you again soon.